As we learn more about COVID-19, we've discovered that many people suffer from COVID symptoms, sometimes for months after contracting the virus. These people are now able to turn to the Hotel Dieu Shaver for help in their recovery. Director of Rehabilitation, Chris Pollard, joins us on The Source. Welcome to the program, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
This got underway about 4 weeks ago at the Shaver. What exactly happens in this program?
This program is for patients who have been hospitalized for their COVID stay, for part of their COVID stay, and their symptoms are still impairing them enough that they can't go home at this time without some rehabilitation. So they are no longer infectious or COVID positive. They come to us as COVID resolved, but they need to embark on a rehabilitation journey to get home safely.
These are patients who are already inpatients in the system then, correct?
Yes, they would come from the an acute hospital that had a COVID unit, yes.
In a sense, what this really does is it frees up some space as well at other NHS sites, correct?
Yeah, so those beds are available for people who really need acute medical care.
How many people have gone through the program so far?
So far, we've just had 4 patients, and we have capacity for more. So we have had some more referrals where we're reviewing now, and we're looking forward to helping some more people as well.
Chris, what are some of these long-lasting symptoms that these patients are suffering from?
What we are learning is that the experiences and people's symptoms are not all the same. So far, we have seen lots of people having fatigue, muscle loss, confusion, or just fatigue of thinking processes. Those kinds of symptoms so far is what we've seen.
Any problems with the breathing, respiratory, lasting as well into these later weeks?
For some people, their respiratory symptoms are sort of their primary, and for others, not so much. So we've seen a mix.
We've heard a lot about this brain fog from certain people. And there are also people that we've heard, we're now a year into this, and we have heard, not necessarily locally, but people who are suffering from some of that brain fog and fatigue up to a year later.
Certainly the literature is starting to come out. This is a very new virus, and so we as a world have about a year of data, and so we're starting to hear that as well. These patients, we don't know whether those will fall into that category because they're earlier on in their recovery, but it's certainly something we're seeing. We're also seeing some people improving even while they're with us, so that's a good sign.
What are some of the things that you're doing with these people to help them deal with these symptoms?
So some of it is sort of simple exercises to regain mobility and strength. Some of it is around slowly progressing endurance training. Some of it is real functional exercises, basics like getting from sitting to standing and learning to walk and do the stairs again. There is some brain exercises that people work on to stimulate, different thinking processes, but there's also then work to learn how to pace and ensure that you're not expecting too much of yourself at one time, planning out your day, those sorts of things, so that people can still function even through the recovery phase.
With the patients that you've had so far, what is the age range?
We have had adults at this point. I wouldn't say they're all classified as older adults, but at this point we've had adults all over the age of 60.
Do you expect that will change as this program continues?
Our program would accept anyone over the age of 18, although we do know that people who have other chronic health conditions are sometimes more affected, but not always, I guess. So we're intending that people will probably be adults.
Chris, where did the funding come to start this new program?
Well, at this point, we're using rehabilitation beds that exist in Niagara because this is the need of the Niagara residents.
So there was no additional funding to get this underway?
No, this is with our regular hospital beds and regular funding, yes.
And once these people are transferred to the Hotel Dieu Shaver, they're admitted into the Shaver, and basically you have a schedule with them to go through some of this rehabilitation?
Right, so rehabilitation is what we're a specialty for here. This is just a new population. So we would have an interprofessional team who would meet with the client and assess them from many different aspects. So we have medical leads, we have nursing, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology, social work, registered dietitian. We even have therapeutic recreationists and pastoral care that assess the client to really see how best we can help them and to listen to them about their goals and the barriers for them to get home.
And are you able to take in anybody from any hospital?
At this time, we would accept people from the acute hospitals in Niagara, but we would also accept people from anyone in the H and HBB region, so any of those hospitals as well.
Chris, thank you very much for the information on this program. We appreciate your time.